you. The last one I was on, that we went for about an hour and a half, hour 45.
What podcast were you on?
The Unpaid and Underrated.
Oh,
I
okay.
was on, it's a lifting podcast. I was on that.
So it was a lifting podcast. When did you do that?
I did that in, I think it was January. It was before the Arnold. I think it was in January.
Yeah. Tell me about the Arnold, because we hadn't really got to talk about it.
It was fun. We left Friday and we went for the Saturday to the actual expo. Friday night we went to the physique finals, I think it was called, and that was fun to watch. And then Saturday when we went to the expo, we met a lot of people we knew there from Massonomics, so that was fun.
Okay. Now, had you met the people from Massonomics before, or just talked to them online?
I had met them at the Arnold, before the one this year. I met them in 2025 Arnold.
Oh, I don't know why I thought this year was your first year.
No, it was last year, and then Home Gym Con was my first year. This year was my first Home Gym Con, and then this was my second Arnold year.
Okay. What's Home Gym Con?
It is practically the Arnold, but I won't say any bigger or smaller. I think it's a bit bigger. It's fun. They didn't have as many booths. There was a lot of fun guys there. There were certain people who would, I'm not going to get off of that. There was 3 guys, they were old, they were really old, and they had a bench press thing where when it gets to where you're holding it still, it automatically pulls it up and racks it for you. And that is pretty cool, and it was $600, and I'm like, well, that's probably fair for what it does, but heavy price.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you get to meet Arnold?
We saw him, we didn't meet him,
Yeah.
no.
You met somebody, though.
Yeah, we met. So Friday night before we went to the physique finals, we met Lee Priest at dinner. He was eating at the same restaurant we were eating at. He looked over at me, and I just walked over there and talked to him for a second. And then I met Ronnie Coleman Saturday at 2 p.m.
What'd you think about it?
I loved it. It was great. Nick said I got a little hyper because all the energy drinks and whatnot I had.
They were giving you energy
Yeah,
drinks?
they were like little shot glasses, plastic shot glasses of little things and whatnot. And I took like 5 of them. I had a couple. And
Were they like pre-workouts?
yeah, pre-workouts, protein shakes. It was amazing.
I got you. So are you lifting like every day, or how often are you practicing lifting?
Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. And if I only do it when Nick's there often. It's like if he gets there late one night, we might do that late that night after he gets home, or we'll do it the next day. It's like Nick's leaving for 3 weeks for a summer camp. And that's when I'm going to stay on the same weight because I don't want to go up without him in case I'm...
Yeah. So who's going to be there with you? Is Mom going to be spotting you or anything? Or are you going to be, you just going to be go by yourself? What are you doing?
I think I'll probably be on my own most of it. Mom might come down there here and there.
Probably need her down. I'm just going to say for the sake of the podcast, you probably need your mom down there with you. Yeah. But you do you. I know you're a Carter, so you're just going to kind of do what you want to do. Yeah. So... tell me about, you want to talk about your croc charms or just 3D printing in general?
Either one's fine.
Yeah.
We can do 3D printing business.
Yeah, tell me, so what is your 3D printing business, and like how did you get into it?
Well, the first thing, this is the complete story of how it started. There was a model I saw online, and I have this printer, the printer I had, the app, it only had like 1,000 models, not that many. It's like Bamboo Handy or something bigger. I had Toy Box, and there was a model of a spinning croc charm, and I printed it, and I put it on my croc, and I went to my grandpa's, Doc Halliday. I went to his house, and I showed it to him, and he said, you could sell those, you could make money off that. So I started making them, And then I went up to, and I made novel ones. I made ones with L and KY, UK. I made ones with all things like that. And I went to a store, and a lady there said she'd sell them. And she said, "Can I get 40 more for my other place?"
Really?
So, yeah, so I went from selling from one store to selling in two off that one day.
Get out of here.
It was good. I enjoyed it.
Yes. Are you still selling through those stores or?
I'm selling through both of them. One of them changed owners recently, so I want to talk to the owner about if I can still sell there and if I can put more product there. I'm still selling one of the stores, and I haven't been by there in like 4 months. I ought to go by there soon.
So when you talk about these products, though, are these croc charms specifically, or are these just 3D printed things? Because I thought originally you were doing croc charms, but then I've seen you do other things like cups and whatnot.
It's really a multitude of things. I got from croc charms to can holders. And beer mugs and whatnot. I'm not going to say beer mugs, but
You're allowed to say beer
koozies,
mugs on my podcast.
Koozies. And people loved them. I sold Kratos to one of my best buddy just to see if he liked it, and he said he loved it. And he played video games a lot, like a whole heck of a lot. I didn't as much as him at the time. And he would always drink Monsters. So he put his Monster in there and drank it, and he said he loved it.
Yeah.
And I would be on call with him, and I'd see him just drinking out of it all the time now. It's good. And then I showed it in school, and I showed them to a lot of people.
So with school, is that like a good place to be selling your product? Is that where you get a lot of business from?
The majority of my business, I would say, comes from school. It's great. There was an issue. I don't know if I should say this or not, but I would sell 3D printed butterfly knives, and me.
I've seen them. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Me and my buddy Gannon, we were the main guys, and he would ask people if they wanted them, and he would say, "Don't tell anybody, don't tell anybody." And I'd do the same thing. So I was selling them, and I'd only sold them for $2. They didn't take me much more than $1 to make at that. So I would sell them, and I made like 30.
Yeah, but you sold them. You sold them outside of school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one time, I sold them outside of school as well, but I did sell them in school one time.
No. No.
One time I did, and it was the principal's son, because he's my best friend. Case, me and him are best buddies, and I sold it to him. And I said, "Put this in your bag. You don't have this at school. You put it in your bag." Well, one day it broke at home, and I gave him a replacement. And I said, "Put this in your bag." And that was at lunch.
Yeah.
And I said, put it in your bag. Not long after that, it was like right after lunch, they went outside, and he didn't have time to put it in his bag. And he had it outside, and he forgot. You could tell, because I'm like, "Where's your knife at?" He said, "In my bag." I'm like, "Are you sure?" He felt his pockets, and he's like, "Oh, no." He had it. So we put it under a log and under some dirt and tried to hide it. Well, Miss Young comes over there, my teacher, and she's, I'm not going to say, stern. She's real stern about stuff like that. She had boys growing up, though, so she said she understood it. And she said, "Well, that's a fan, right?" And I'm like, "Well, I guess that's, if you added thread, that could be a usage of it."
Yeah.
And then I opened it for her real fast, and she's like, "Oh, my gosh, Clayton."
Yeah. And these are plastic, though, right?
Yeah, they're plastic. They're not that.
They're not real
no,
knives.
They're
They're
not
just
real
little
knives.
plastic model knives.
They're so plasticky, they have broken. I have had more people say they've broken it the first day than they've been able to play with it.
Yeah.
I said, "Well, what do you expect me to do? I can't sell a real, good knife in the school, because then I get kicked out." So Miss Young took me to the principal. No, I said go to the principal, and she went to the principal, and she talked to him, and I was communicating with the principal through her, and we made a deal. I could keep on selling the knives as long as I gave it to either the principal or the student's teacher, and they would hand them to the students at the end of the day.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I made a deal with the principal, and that was the first like real good business deal I made that actually,
Yeah.
well, besides the store deal, that was real good for school deal.
Yeah.
And it's gone from that. Now, to be honest with you, I've sold like one without handing them to the teacher one time. And well, it was really a replacement, so I don't know if I could say it was sold. That was the only time, but since then, it's been good. It's been good.
Yeah, fair enough. So is this something you think you're going to keep doing?
I think until I get into high school or something.
Yeah.
Until I get into college, I think it's good. I've enjoyed it. I've only done it for about 7-8 months. Well, I didn't start in July. This is March, so how many months is that? 8. I've done that for about 8 months, and it's been good. I don't think I'd do it for the rest of my life or nothing, but for a couple of years.
So what sort of things? What sort of things do you make? You got the plastic butterfly knife.
Yeah.
You've got cups, crock charms, and can you make any? I mean, can you basically make anything?
Yeah, I would. If there was a birthday of someone, I would give them a couple fidgets, like 3 pair of fidgets.
Yeah.
And whatnot, and things like that. There were a lot of things. One thing that kind of scares me, and I mentioned it to the girls, and I wish I didn't. There was a model for stiletto nails. They're like these really sharp, like cat claw type nails. They're really sharp. And all the girls are saying, I will give you $20, just give me a pair. And I'm like, no, I can't sell those. Those are worse than butterfly knives. I mean, they were thick and they were sharp and everything. I wouldn't tell them to them, and I haven't.
Yeah.
I may sometime if I get a little better, but I'm not going for it right now. I'm not going to deal with that.
What are you afraid might happen?
Well, after the butterfly knife issue, the butterfly knife, they broke. Case broke his, like, the day after that incident happened. If let's say Miss Young found out, who was the actual girl who talked to me the most about it, is Miss Young is her granddaughter.
Oh.
So, if Miss Young found out, she would tell the principal, and it can go from there. And that could be an issue.
It could be too much trouble.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah, you don't need that heat.
Yeah. It's one thing to make a deal with your principal and stand by that. It's another thing to have it get into all the time.
Yeah, you'd almost be like, you'd be taking advantage of what the deal you already
society.
have. Yeah. Yeah, very cool. So you said that you think that you'll probably quit doing it around high school
Or college.
What do you think you're going to do? Move on into like full metal machining and make actual weapons, or what?
I want to get into the military.
Okay.
My big thing, the American military. That's
The American military?
Yeah.
Why don't you want to join the Canadian military?
Well, if you go back to World War II, I don't want to be sending over food boxes full of grenades, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. No. So what made you want to join the military?
My dad's in it. You're in it.
Well, I was.
You were in it. You were in it.
Yeah.
My grandpa's in it. My great-grandfather was in it, Lonas, and he was in World War II. I have a long family of military, and I just want to get in there.
Yeah. What do you think you want to do?
I haven't looked at Army.
You want to do Army? Do you think that you would want to like do something in a support role, or do you want to like kick in doors and go in guns blazing? Or do you want to be like a lawyer like your dad?
Yeah, I haven't thought terribly that much in it, to be honest with you. Right now, I've just been on business a lot.
Yeah.
Workshops and everything.
Yeah. Well, that'll come in if you ever land an administrative role in the Army. That would be good. Good. So tell me about your field trip today.
We went to Dutch Country Safari, which was great. I loved it. I mean, so the first thing we did was there was a zip line. We went on a zip line. Then there was this thing, it was a swing, but one person had to pull it, and it went everybody around, and they all wanted me and Case were pulling it the most. We all pulled it around, and we did that a lot. Then we went on it was a hayride, but it wasn't any ordinary hayride. They give you a big black buckets of food, cow food and whatnot. Then they take it through where they keep the cows and where they keep the
Yeah.
wildebeest and all that. And you just stick it out the holes and let them eat it. And
They just got free labor out of you.
yeah, that would go through my whole mind. I'm like, they're not doing anything. They're just having us feed all the cows.
Yeah.
And there was a certain point at all the bottom, the first, most of your food goes fast up top, and then it goes like a zigzag and then goes back up. At that bottom of the zigzag, I'm worried because there were a lot of cows there. And it's kind of like, to me, do they get as much food as the ones up there? Do they rotate, or are they always down
So
there?
there's like cows at the bottom that are like crowded. Is that what you're saying?
I won't say crowded, but I would say there's more down there I saw than up top, I would say.
Gotcha.
But the reptile and something else exhibit, forgive me, I forgot about that, is built into the gift shop. So when you go into the gift shop, like me and Miss Everson, we were looking at the parrots. We looked at the parrots because across from the gift shop there was one parrot, and then they had a new parrot. They got a new parrot, I think it was today, and it was just in a cage because I don't know if they were testing it to see if it was sick or anything. They had one parrot flying around, and then another one in a cage, and then you go back behind the gift shop, and there were like snakes and lizards and all of that, and there were rabbits. You could pick up and hold rabbits, and you could keep on going down the hall. You make a right, and there's guinea pigs, and you can play with guinea pigs. You can't get in the pens, but you can pick them up and grab them. Yeah, so that was fun.
So did you like try to teach the parrots any kind of words or anything like that?
No.
What about any of your friends? Did they try to do that?
No, they didn't pay much attention to the parrots. They were more about the guinea pigs.
Yeah, see, if it would have been me and my buddies, we would have been teaching the parrots, like, we'd try to get them to say, like, not nice words.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I cannot say I blame you.
Yeah. Yeah, so what grade are you in right now?
5th grade.
5th grade? What do you think? Do you go to middle school next year, or, like, where it's a private school, is it, like...
7th grade is middle school. So Savannah, she's in my same class. Addie, she's in my same class. Aubrey, me, and Bella are in a different class, but we're in the same classroom. But we're all in different grades. Some of us are going to go into middle school, some of us aren't. And I'm wondering, would they just go ahead and take 6th grade up with 7th to the middle school? To where you have to change rooms for every class and whatnot? Or will they leave you in just... where we're right now?
I'm not sure.
Thought of me.
I'm not sure. I know when I went to middle school, it was 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, but that was public school. Yeah. Yeah. It was 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and I didn't like middle school. Not that I'm trying to get you afraid of middle school. It's not anything to be afraid of. It's just a weird time. Yeah. Because your friends will change and things like that. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to freak you out.
The tall friends get short, the short friends get tall, puberty hits y'all all.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I tell you what I used to be very afraid of was getting the I don't know if they still do it, but the vaccinations. Before they used to talk about the MMR shot and said they used to say that it would be the worst shot you ever get and all this stuff and how bad it hurt. And it would be like 2 or 3 years before I was ever going to go to middle school, and I'd heard about the MMR shot, and I dreaded it for like that whole time. I was scared to death.
I don't blame you.
But it wasn't. It's not. It's not bad.
I had to get 3 shots at this. I had to go every day of a week to get something for pain. Monday. So no, Monday we were out. So I went and got my tetanus shot and another shot and then another shot. I got 3 shots. The next day and Tuesday, it was killing me. It was just where I got the shot, it was numb, or it was doing this and that. It felt real weird, so I said, can I go to Miss Broom's office, get something for that, something light? And she said, yeah, so I just went down there and got that. Well, Tuesday, same day I left early, I had to go get my braces. So I got my braces, and if you know the pain of that, they are terrible.
Yeah, they're not
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Worst days of my life I was having. They were terrible.
Yeah, I remember you coming out to Mom and Dad's house, and you were, I forgot what you were eating, but you weren't able to really eat too much. How are they now?
Oh, they're great. It's something to know you can't eat all the stuff your friends eat. Like, we were at Dutch Country again today in the gift shop. They all bought freeze-dried Skittles. I didn't know I could eat those. I didn't think I could because you can't eat regular Skittles because they're real chewy. Freeze-dried, they're like sugar. My friend let me try one, and it's like it dissolves in your mouth. It's like a powder, and then there's just like that hard outer of the Skittle, and there's that. And I bought, it was $10. I bought about that big of a bag of those, and I love them. They're great.
Yeah. I don't want to tell you wrong, and I probably am because this sounds outrageous, but I remember this. But I think this is why I think I had braces from the time from the day I walked into high school till like the day before I started college.
Oh, wow.
And it makes you think my teeth were like jacked up, but it was more to do with the fact that I had teeth that were up in the roof of my mouth, and they wouldn't come down, so they had to first they had to straighten my teeth, and then they had to spread out teeth on this side, spread out teeth on this side, pull the teeth that were up down, and then close. Yeah, straighten it back that way.
Wow, I imagine. So was that like terribly painful the first couple of days, first week or so?
Every time I had an adjustment. Have you had an adjustment yet?
My first is April 4th, I think.
Yeah, your teeth will be sore again after that.
Okay.
But you eventually just learn what to expect, and it's not that bad. I just remember that this was when Guitar Hero 2 came out for the Xbox 360, and I remember Nanny Carter bought me Guitar Hero 2 for the Xbox 360 as a gift. She bought me a video game as a gift for getting because it was like a minor surgery to have the brackets put on the teeth up here. But they gave me pain medicine, and I remember the pain medicine, I would have to take it at certain times. And if I was playing Guitar Hero, of course, have you ever played or seen what Guitar Hero is?
I feel like I've heard the name. I know what you're talking about. I've never played it, but I know the name.
It's like on the screen, it's like the neck of a guitar that's like, it's like constantly traveling
Is
down,
it that
and
thing,
it's got
the controller, and it's got like the buttons on it?
Yes.
And you click that?
Yeah, and you got to hit the right button and strum at the right time. But like it moves, pretty quickly depending on what difficulty you play. And I just remember I would be playing, and then I would look away, and then I would look at the wall, and the wall was like wavy, like the fretboard on the. It was like, I don't remember what the pain medicine was, but it was enough to do that. Yeah. So you were sick recently, right?
Yeah, I had a bad case of food poisoning. We went to I ate shrimp cocktails, shrimp skewers. I ate a large shrimp one day. That night we went to a something in Everclear. I'm trying to think of the first band. I like the first one better. Anyway, we went to see a band in Everclear, and that night I just said, Nick, after this next couple of songs, I gotta go home. I'm feeling sick. He's like, no, there's a main song. Well, let's stay for that. I'm like, okay. So we stayed, and I'm not blaming him for nothing of that. And we got home, and it was 2:30, 3:30. And I couldn't sleep. It's like I was in and out of sleep all night. So we got home at like midnight 1. And I was like, I'm going to my bed. I was asleep on the couch. I just fell over on the couch as soon as I got in the door. And I said, I'm going to my bed. And I got up and I stood up and I puked right then and there. It just came out. And then I'm like, I'll tell Nick in the morning. It'll be fine.
So you left it all night?
No, hold on. Here's where it gets funny. I was going up the stairs and I didn't want to get it. This time it is like, I want to say crushed pork, slobbered in thin barbecue sauce. I mean, it was terrible to see.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for getting a bit too graphic with you there. And so I went back up there and I said, Nick, I puked. It's terrible. We got to get to doing something. I got to get to bed. I'm feeling terrible. He said, okay, okay. And so Sunday morning comes, I don't go to church. I go to Nanny T and Pops because Tony's a doctor. And he gave me 2 pills. He said, take this whenever you have diarrhea, take this whenever you have this and that. And for Sunday and Monday, I was terribly sick.
Yeah.
And I missed Monday and Tuesday. And Wednesday I went, and Thursday I went, and I had diarrhea Wednesday, so I wasn't supposed to go Thursday, but we were going to the park Thursday because we won a coin war. So I said I'm going to the park, and I went there. And speaking of the park, this kills me, just people. There was a woman there, and there's a classmate, and my classmate, I'm not going to say her name, but she was running up to this woman, and there's this place at the park. It's like circles. You got to climb the circles. It's really scary because you always feel like you're going to fall.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's because they're not inside the hoops. They're like right under it. So to get up top, you got to get your feet down. Then you got to kind of use your arms to get yourself up. Well, right before I was about to do that, I see her running up, and I see this person, and she's not smiling. She's not doing nothing. She's on her phone, and it came out rude, I'm sure.
Mhm.
And it's the shock. I just said, "Who are you?" And my friend goes, "Oh, she's a family friend." I'm like, okay.
Mhm.
And then I just kept on climbing. The girl goes, "Who the heck do you think you are?" I'm like, "Well, I don't know." She goes, "There are children here." I'm like, "I know that. This is a public park. What do you think there is? Adults?" And we were going back and forth. And all I said was 3 words. "Who are you?"
Yeah.
And she goes, "No, you said, who the hell are you?" And I'm like, "No, I did not. No, I didn't." And I knew I didn't.
Mhm.
And the teacher went and asked all the people around, and they all said I didn't. And Miss Young, before she asked them, she said, "No, I want you to go apologize, regardless of what they say."
Mhm.
And I said, "Well, depending on what they say, depends on what I'm going to apologize or not." And I didn't say that, but that was what's going through my mind.
Right.
And they all said I didn't say that. And that made me think, just people modern day, they assume, I don't know if she was just hears that language a lot or whatnot, assumed I said that. I don't know what happened. It was a really odd thing because I was just sitting over there talking to Miss Everson, and she's like, "I know you didn't say it. I know you wouldn't." I'm like, "I know I didn't." I saw Miss Young over there. She's talking to people, a lot of them. She comes back and says, "They said you didn't say it." And I tried to swift her mind away from going up and saying I'm sorry to her.
Right.
The girl walked right past me. Right after that, she'd have walked right in front of me, right past me. And I just kept on walking. I went up to the boys and I said, "Well, let's keep on." And we just kept on playing.
You didn't go apologize to her?
No, I didn't. I really didn't. I don't think I should have. I really don't think I should have, though.
Yeah. It sounds like, to me, you're just asking who because you're at a park and there's this strange person coming up.
That's that. And to be honest, I was kind of in a shock because the circles, part of them part of them's that thick, part of them's that thick.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird. And the thicker parts you're supposed to put your foot on, and you got to focus on where they are because they twist and whatnot.
So you're climbing up, is that right?
You're climbing up, and there's nothing below you but just the mulch. So you're kind of scared you're gonna fall every second. And it's like one circle's here, next circle's here, next circle's here. It's going like that. And I was about 90% of the way up when that happened, and I was about to again grab that, get my feet up, pull myself up when that happens. And when I turn my head, I see that. I just am in a bit of shock already because I'm trying to pull. And I go, "Hey, who are you?" And I just say that, and it happens.
Yeah. It's tough to know what to do in those situations because you don't want to have to apologize for something you didn't do. But you also, if this person is convinced you did something wrong, you don't want to leave them thinking that way. But if you didn't do anything wrong, you didn't do anything wrong. And maybe if you were going to apologize for anything, you could have apologized for your tone. You could have said something along the lines, "Hey, I know I had probably sounded like I had an attitude when I said that, and I apologize for that. I was just climbing, but I really didn't. I really didn't say that, and if I did, I would apologize to you for it. Something like that.
Well, I was gonna say something. When I said I wasn't gonna say it, I wasn't gonna say it because when I said she walked in front of me, that's when I was sitting down and she left.
Mm-hmm.
So before I got a chance to get up, because Miss Young was still over there talking to people, about 3-4 minutes later she comes back and said that she was already long gone. She was in her car, she left, and she had a little kid there with her, and I don't know who that was. I didn't get close, I didn't get far. It's not like I'm not trying to be rude by getting too far away. I just don't want to stay too close, and I let her leave. And right after the inconvenience, she walked out. She had a stern voice to her.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a mix of a British Western type voice. It was really interesting to hear.
Probably like a northern type accent.
That's what I was thinking, like Irish or something.
Yeah. But yeah, sometimes people you'll encounter people like that, and when it comes to encountering people like that, my advice is less is more. Like don't. If they come at you, the less you react to them, the better. But if that just startled you, it's okay. Stuff like that happens. Yeah, just learn from it and go on. So tell me about you're in. Is it Cub Scouts or Boy Scouts?
Well, I'm an AOL, so I think that's Cub Scouts.
Okay.
I think that's Cubs.
So tell me kind of like what you all are focusing on right now. Are you all doing do you have a lot going on? Or, because I know you just did explain to people the model car that we just did
Derby.
several weeks ago.
Yeah. It's called the Pinewood Derby. You get a block of wood. It's block of pine wood, and you have to shape it, and sand it, and paint it, and you want it to go really fast. And the top 3 people go to a bowling green to compete, and all you need is one guy to get in there. So it's good, and if like 3rd place don't go, then 4th will. If 2nd don't go, then 3rd will go, and then 4th will go, and place a 3rd. It's like that. So
right.
If one person can go, it's like that. One time, I got 5th, and 4th went, and I was right next there to go, and Christina said, "You just missed it." And I'm gonna be honest, I got last place this year. It was my last year, last of 4, and I got last place, and I was fine with it. I knew I wasn't gonna get first. I knew I wasn't. But it was fun. It was real fun. I talked to my friends. We chatted. My Doc brought the graphite, if you remember.
I do remember. Yeah, is it graphite like lubricant or something like that?
I have no idea. I
can't remember what it is. It's graphite something, but it's like a dry lube or something like that. I can't remember what it is, but yeah. So you got last place, but you got an award.
Yeah, I got 2 rewards. Actually, I got the fuel saver award for going last, and then I got the most patriotic because my car was red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
And how that works is people vote on them. It's not like just one person says, "I think this person got that." People vote. You had to take a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And you had to put it in a jar next to the car, and that's what determined.
So you legitimately won. It wasn't unfair. It was a fair win.
It was a fair win.
Yeah. How you feel about that?
I enjoyed it. It was good. I saw, again, I talked to a lot of my friends there, and it was real fun. I talked to Gain and Bartley, and I'm probably not going to say names. I shouldn't say names, but I talked to a lot of guys.
Yeah. Do you, how long have you been doing it?
I started off as a wolf, so wolf, bear, we blow out, 4 years.
4 years. Do you like it? I mean, obviously you seem to like it, but
yeah, I enjoy it.
Is it something that you're kind of made to do, or is it something you want to do? Or is it you have to do something, and this is because I have to do something, this is what I want to do?
That's probably that one.
It's probably that one. Yeah, that's how it was for me too. But I always would go to the first Cub Scout meeting, and get all hyped up about it and then never go to any other meetings.
That's smart. I went. There was one meeting, and this has torn me apart because I was sick the other two meetings. I went one. It was one meeting, meeting. I was worn out that day. I was exhausted. I just said I don't want to go. That's all I said, and we didn't go. And what ended up happening was I was sick that next meeting, and then 2 weeks later, recently, I got sick with the next meeting. So I've missed 3 meetings in a row.
Is there any kind of punitive action or anything that happens? Like you get in trouble for it, or we just continue going like nothing happened?
Yeah, it just continues going.
Yeah.
I don't think I've missed that as many meetings as I probably missed more than I think I have, but I don't think I've missed as many meetings as most. I've tried to go to as many as possible.
Do you consider yourself a full-time participant?
Yeah, I enjoy it a lot. This last year, for the Pinewood Derby, me and Nick designed it. Me and Doc, we did the cutting and sanding, and me and Tony painted it. So I got all 3 of them in, because Nick did my first, Tony did my second, and Doc did my 3rd year. So for the 4th, I got them all in there, and we all worked together, and it was good. We did everything good. Doc got Tony the paint from the hardware store, so me and him, we just were down in the basement. And from the last year we did it, before that, there were still paint brushes and washcloths and everything down there.
I've been down there a couple times, and I've seen that, and I was wondering what that was from. I didn't know.
It's from that. It was, I think, well, if this year was 26, then it was in 24. It's been there since 24, geez. February 24.
2 years.
Yeah.
February of 24 is 2 years.
Yeah, no, it's been there a long time, man.
Yeah, somebody needs to go down there and clean it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got that.
So do you think you're going to stick with Cub Scouts and go into Boy Scouts and just ride it out like to completion, or what do you think you'll do?
No, I really don't know. I want to go as long as I can. I want to go as long as I can.
What's the next kind of event that you all have going on?
There is, I think there's a camp in summer. I know that. There might be 2. I think there's just 1 though. I think that's about it. I can't think of anything else.
Yeah. So I think it's a good program. Is that now Trooper Island? Have they talked to you about going to Trooper Island or anything in like Tennessee?
I have never heard of that.
Or camp. Is it Camp Curry?
Oh, Camp Curry. Yes, that's this year. There was a guy who comes to the school. He's from Fish and Wildlife, Kentucky Fish and Wildlife. He came and talked to us about Camp Curry. Allie, Savannah, Case, I think Gannon's going. They're all going. I didn't go because the Case was on the waiting list, and he got a spot, amen. But it filled up fast. It's a rock, I'll tell you.
So you're not going to go?
No, not this year. No, maybe next.
Maybe next year. You know what? You know why I never liked to go to those camps? Because I watched Friday the 13th too much growing up.
Hey, same here. What's your favorite Friday the 13th movie?
My favorite?
Mine's Jason X.
So I remember watching Jason X when it came out. I didn't go to the movies to watch it. We were in Florida and we rented it, and I remember watching it there. And then Freddy versus Jason came out. Yeah. You know, it's hard for me to say which one is my favorite. I think the first one's a classic. Well, obviously the first one's a classic. That goes without saying.
Yeah, a real good one.
But probably Friday the 13th Part 3, because it's the first time he gets the hockey mask.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites when I first watched it. After I watched Jason X, that's the one I really liked.
Yeah. We used to have the original Nintendo, the Nintendo Entertainment System. It was really, really old, and there was a Friday the 13th game, and I was always scared to play it, but for some reason I would play it, and it was like obviously, like, if you watched it played now, it wouldn't really be that scary, but it was like you could walk around the cabins and stuff like that, and you go on. I guess the premise of it would be going into the cabins to like find things, to like scavenge and stuff like that. But I didn't know that at the time. I was just walking around, and I would always end up walking into a cabin that Jason was in, and it was
gosh.
Yeah, scary. They're coming out. Excuse me. They're coming out with a
Michael
Myers game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be scary. They had a Friday the 13th game.
They did.
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah. My favorite video game of all time, I'd say, was probably Mafia: The Old Country.
Mafia: The Old Country.
It is. So it's practically 1904 to 1909. You're in Sicily. It's this boy named Enzo. I'm not gonna try to spoil too much in case y'all wanna play it. He worked in the mines. His father sold him for real cheap to the mines to pay off his father's debt. Well, now Enzo had a debt, so he worked for years, and when he was 20, I think, he left. He escaped, and his friend Gennaro died in the mine.
Okay.
That's why he left. And he real beat up the owner of it, the owner's son, I think, because Tony Mufasa, Spartaro's kid, he beat up the owner's son.
Was he responsible for his friend's death?
Well, they knew there was a gas leak in the mine, and they sent him and his friend to go hunt the gas leak, knowing that they would probably die, because he didn't like Enzo. And so Enzo escapes. Don Teresi takes him in, and there's this. And I've heard Michael Francis review it. I've heard a lot of people on Mob Guys review it. He says that I remember I was watching Michael Francis review, and he said the riskiest thing that they ever did was he had a child with the Don's daughter, and the Don didn't know, and they weren't even married.
Oh, okay.
And it was...
Yeah, that's a big no-no.
Yeah, no kidding. He said that most of it was real. It's interesting. It was a fun game. The very end of it, they were trying to go from Sicily to America, or from Italy to America, and they left. They've grown from Villa Torrisi to Porto Al Mare up to out the volcano. They drove all around to the bus station, and it took forever in the game just to drive there. And when they got there, guess what? Tito, he's there. And Tito's always trying to get Isabella in trouble. He cannot stand Isabella because he thinks Isabella's more important to the Don than Tino is. Because Tino's, I guess, the underboss, maybe the main maid guy, I don't know. But Tino got Isabella in trouble because he was staying there or something. He got all the people there. The whole point of the video game is from him going to a mine boy, to a successful mafia guy, to taking out the Spadaros. He's well known. He becomes very well known. And he took out the main villain, I would say, is either Fontanella or Spadaro. They were the two big guys. He killed both of them the same night. No, he killed Fontanella at a play. He snuck into the play. It was very fun. It was a very fun game, and I like it because it reflects Catholics, and I'm a Catholic. It had a rosary, and you build up your rosary. And what you do is you have charms. You find charms. There are pictures of just Paul going like that under a lamp. If there's statues, you collect them, and they will let you change them out. And they give you things like one silenced footsteps, more silenced footsteps, one that you can hold more pistol ammo and whatnot, one more bandages. It's things like that.
Yeah.
And then there are. It's just fun. And then you collect saint cards. There are 25 saint cards, and Sunday I spent most of the day when I was playing just going through hunting the saint cards. They got like St. Barbara, St. Francis de Assisi. They got a lot of them in there, St. Eligo and whatnot.
So Catholics, you all have, not to change the subject, but you all have like patron saints, is that right?
I don't entirely understand that myself, if I'm being honest
Yeah.
with you. I know of saints, I don't know of patron saints. What I didn't understand entirely was, until I became altar boy, I didn't know much of anything. Until I took First Communion and became an altar boy, I didn't know much of anything.
Yeah.
That's when I started looking into saints and whatnot, and I knew confirmation is coming up still in the next year or so, probably 2 years. And I'm thinking, who's gonna be my saint? Because Catholics, they pick a saint. You choose your saint at confirmation. And I was debating. I haven't picked yet. I think there's a couple I've narrowed down to, but
Yeah.
it's things like that. I don't understand patron saints. I know of saints, angels, and things like that. That's about
Are
all.
patron saints a thing, or am I making that up?
Patron saints, I have heard of them. They're very real. I just don't
You
know.
just don't know
They
enough
might be
about
the
them.
same thing. They
Yeah.
might be like more known saints. Like the apostles might be a patron saint. And I'm not, I don't know. So if I'm
Yeah.
wrong, please correct me. But I really don't know.
Yeah. So how long have you been altar boy?
Since I think around 5-6 months now,
Yeah.
half a year. It's been good.
What's some of your, like your duties? What are you responsible for?
So before any communion or anything, you take up the wine, you take up the holy water and the wine, you take up the two chalices, take up the priest chalice and the bread, and you take up all of that, and then he'll separate it. Then you take a bowl, a glass bowl, and a rag, any rag. Just I put it on my wrist, and I just hold there, and I just stand there against the wall, looking at the priest while he's working. And then whenever he's done with the wine, I'll take the wine, I'll set it back where it was.
You ever snatch a sip?
Well, more on that in a second, and then
Okay.
I'll take the water and I'll hold it, and then Father will say a prayer or something. I don't entirely understand what he does, but he bows down to the altar and he says a prayer, and he walks over to me and I pour it over his hands. I pour a lot of water over his hands. He takes the rag off my wrist, he washes his hands, and he puts it back on my wrist. He says thank you, then I bow, then I put the water up, and then I go back, and then I ring the bells. Yeah, that whenever they're talking about transforming the wine into the blood, and when they're talking about transforming the bread into the body, and whenever they're talking about that, I'm the one that rings the bells, and I've gotten tremendously better at that, I can tell. And I'm proud of myself for that. And then there's communion, which is probably the last thing, which I look to see when the Eucharistic ministers, they're the people that serve the wine to the people. I'm waiting to see when they come up. As soon as they come up, it depends on how far away they are. That depends on how I come up. If they're like really up close, I get up as soon as I can, and I try to bow same time as them at the altar, and then you bow and you take the bread, and then Father will give them the wine, and then you take the wine from them. And how it works is you get your lip and your tongue, and that's it. And sometimes every now and then a bit more will fall in your mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just sometimes, though.
Yeah, sometimes, not all the time.
Yeah. You get a little extra dose
Yeah,
of the Spirit.
Sacramented David wine. I have poured that wine into the thing one time or twice, maybe, not many.
Yeah.
My grandfather or father would do that because our father lives in Louisville, so he gets up early, and our church is at 8:30. You really want to be there around 8 is when he gets there, and I get there around 8:05 because I got to get dressed, and I got to put stuff up here and there, and I got to refill the bowls and everything. I got a lot of things to do in the morning, Sundays. So things like that are just altar boy duties, just helping out in the house.
But you enjoy it?
Oh, I love it. It's great. The first thing you do is often my father, or Kay will grab the cross, and as soon as they grab the cross, I go up, I bow, and I go back. So I want to get there in front of them, before them, because they're in front, and then I'm behind, and then the Father's behind me. So I want to be behind them, and sometime I'll get they go first, they're in the back, because we got like a section about as big as probably double the sparrow size to work with before the Mass. And I'll move I'll try to get to the back, and then we'll all get in the center. Kathy will start singing the music, and we'll get up there, and we'll all bow in front of the altar and go sit down and whatnot.
Yeah. Sounds like just a lot of work, but
It's simpler than people think.
yeah.
If you go watch a mass and see how the altar boy, it kind of gets in your mind. I've had to memorize when to do things, and I've had to learn to do that. Whenever, third time, when you sit down, that's when you bring the wine up. You'll kneel, you'll get up, you'll kneel again, that's when you ring the bells. After that, or no, it's the first time you kneel, you ring the bell. Second time you kneel, I look for the people to come up, and that's when I go up. I look around the church trying to see this and that, what time, so I know how to better do it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So is this a role that you will keep doing until they tell you to stop, or is there a certain amount of time that you're expected to do it for?
My grandfather, Doc, he started and he is 70, and he did it till he was 69, and then I took over.
Oh, really?
So there's no age limit from what I.
So you're pretty much you're locked in.
And there are English and Spanish masses. There's 2 Spanish mass altar boys and me, and one time, and if this, I guess, gets a little graphic, but anyway, it was a potluck. We have a church reunion type thing every year. Well, we all 3 were working, and I'm like, who does this and that? And you have to take a book off where the reading pole, put that up, put the 2 or 3 even books up, often 1 or 2. But I'm like, who's gonna get the books? And they're like, what do you mean by books? I'm like, well, I don't know, so I don't get the books that mass, and that was weird to me. And then I'm like, after communion, I'm gonna go to the bathroom because my stomach was killing me. So I go and I puke. I don't, and it kills me. And I went and sat down and I took off the robes because I puked on my robes. I took them off.
No.
I put them up. I just got out of them as fast as I could. I ran back and I stood next to my grandparents, and I said, I'm sick, I puked, I'm not going to the dinner tonight, I might come back. So my parents were at the dinner, and I had Nick drive me back when I started feeling better that night. And my dinner, there are games, there's fun, we all talk, it's real fun. But so I saw Father Joseph look over, ask the guy, where's Clayton? I heard him, where's Clayton? And he said he's going to the bathroom. And the other guy said, I don't know, but the guy who I was talking to said he went to the bathroom. I went back and I said, Father, I puked. I couldn't do it. And he said, that's understandable, that's fine. And our priest is Indian. So he has, I'm not going to say a bad accent, but you had understand him half.
He's got a heavy accent.
Heavy, very heavy accent. My grandparents, my grandma, she has a bit of bad hearing, so she always is complaining. And me, I'm fine with it. I've gotten adjusted to it because I'm always right there up next to him. And what kills me is, I don't know if they can see it or not, but the priest chair there's a brick wall separating, and then there's my chair over here. So if the priest is working and I want to see him, I have to get up, I need to move a little bit, and I need to turn forward and whatnot. People think that's extra. I can't see the priest unless I do that, and it kind of is and that type thing.
Yeah. Fair enough. Now, that getting sick at church is not a fun experience.
It's really not. I must say, it's really not.
Getting sick anywhere public is not fun. Yeah. I remember one time, I don't know how old I was. So there's a Ben Affleck movie called, I think it's Ben Affleck. It's called Paycheck.
Oh, yeah.
And it's got Uma Thurman in it too. So whatever year that movie come out was the year that this happened. But we were at the Greenwood Mall in Bowling Green, and I got super bad stomach ache, and I was back then. The kids would be a little bit more free to go and do things by themselves. They weren't their parents' hip all the time like they are today.
Yeah.
And I was by myself, and I had this awful bellyache, and I got to where like I couldn't walk because I thought if I walked, I was going to go to the bathroom by myself. So yeah, so I was out there at there used to be a big clock in there. I don't think it's in there anymore.
I think it might be.
It may be still in there, but they had chairs around it, and I went and sat in the chair, and I was just praying like, oh my gosh, like God, like I need you to do something because this is bad. And there was a lady that we actually went to church with. I won't say her name, but I saw her, and she was like waving at me because she saw me, and I waved her over, and I told her like, look, I'm like really sick right now. I'm about to like mess myself. And she's like, oh my gosh, what can I do? I was like, I don't know what to do. And she went and got me a Sprite and stuff like that. And then finally I got calmed down enough to go to the bathroom, and I went to the bathroom and came back out, but my stomach was still upset. And Mom and Dad, and I think Amy might have been with us at the time too. And we didn't get to go watch the movie because I was sick and I felt bad, but that was the last time that I remember getting sick in public. But it stuck with me.
Speaking of Greenwood Mall, we had a field trip. We have a lot of field trips. We had a field trip to some place. I can't remember if it was a field trip or we went to do something, but we went to Greenwood Mall to eat lunch afterward. And I remember there was a Subway, a pizzeria. Real sad story. My buddy and his girlfriend at the time, he's got to kill me if I didn't say that at the time, Dig. They were in line at Subway. She got her food, and she was waiting, and she got it, and she was waiting for him to get his food. And they had their money, and Miss Everson was over there with them. And there was this group of high schoolers, like prom or whatnot. They had just got out of a dance or something special, you could tell. They were all dressed in one color. They were all with each other. I mean, and they took over all the lunch areas of the mall, so I rushed. But he never got his food. He never ordered because the girl said, could you let this person go first? And he goes, yeah. Well, they just skipped him. He never got his food. So he had to go eat at a Mediterranean place, which he liked. He got a chicken wrap, which he liked.
Chicken wraps are good.
But next to it, there was a pizza place, and I went there, and I got the pizzas were like that big, sliced. They were huge.
Probably
I got
Sbarro's or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's that. I'm trying to think. But I got 2 slices of the sausage pizza and a strawberry lemonade, good tall strawberry lemonade. And I went over, and I drank that, and I ate that. I loved it. And by the time I was done, Gannon was ordering his food.
Yeah.
So it was terrible. And there was an issue. And that the thing I said about would you let this girl go first, I heard that from Miss Young, not Gannon. So I asked Gannon, and he didn't. It was hard to tell, but something relation to that happened.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, I miss going to the mall as a kid. It seems to be not the same anymore, and probably because I'm an adult. But it used to just be a completely different environment. It used to be like going in, like, you know how it's kind of like an experience to go watch a movie right now and things like that. Going to the mall used to be its own experience. Even going to Walmart when I was as a kid used to be its own experience. I still remember when I was in first grade when they put Walmart in.
Oh wow! Actually?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, and we still don't have a deli.
Yeah.
You ever been to a Walmart that's got a deli
where they cook food? No, I haven't. I think in Glasgow there's one, but no.
Yeah, we're behind on the times.
Yeah, no kidding.
So, random change of subject. Okay. What's your favorite series of scary movies? Like Scream, Friday the 13th, Halloween, A Nightmare on Elm Street.
That's a really hard question. I like Scream a lot. I really do. But I don't like Freddy or Michael. Get those out here. It's between Jason and Scream.
Really?
It's between them. I like Jason because that was the first scary movie I ever watched. Oh no, Michael was the first one I ever watched, but Jason was the first one that clung to me. He's the one that I'm like, this is what I want to see. And that's when I watched all the movies. And every Friday the 13th now, it's a tradition. Me and Nick will stay up till like midnight, 1 a.m., watch 2, 3, 4 maybe of the Friday the 13th movies, and we would love it. We would go down the list of our favorites. I pick my favorite, he pick his, and we'll go back and forth. I think I'd have to say Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I think watching Jason like smash a girl against a tree in a sleeping bag is like a rite of passage.
And when it is in a completely like a VR type state too, that just makes you think this is the best movie out there. I mean that is it was great.
Yeah, I used to watch a lot of movies that I wasn't supposed to growing up, but it wasn't my parents' fault. I was just sneaky. I mean, I don't know. We had Terminator, and I didn't buy Terminator. They bought Terminator. I just found it, But have you watched those movies?
I've seen part 1 and part 2, and I like it all. I like part 1 the best. But I like it when they were. So the whole point of the movie is he went back in time to kill that guy. Then in part 2 he protected the kid because he fixed. That's the whole point of the movie. I wonder if the space and the future, is that actually how the world's become? And that really made me think, well, AI is getting so developed. They have big, humongous, I'd assume the size of town now, data centers just to keep all the phones powered. And that just made me think, is that actually what's going to happen?
Well, I'll tell you this. Your dad used to tell me all the time when we would watch the scene where Sarah Connor would dream about the nuclear explosion, that was actually going to happen, and that it was going to happen on a certain date. And it terrified because I believed him. I didn't know he was messing with me. I really believed that we were, and he was just being all nonchalant about it. He was like, "Yeah, this is actually what's going to happen one day." But do I think AI is going to take over? Probably. I don't think so.
I don't think it will, but I think that is a thought we need to think about.
I think it is too. I think too, if you want to get biblical for a little bit. Well, I don't know that this is. I'll say it's biblical in the sense of talking about end times, but I think that that man worshiping his own creation and then getting enslaved by his own creation. So that would be like the ultimate. That would be like the ultimate stupidity of man. And I could see that actually taking place.
My thing, and I could see that as well, what I believe would happen is they should limit AI. They have made AI rockets for military, or things powered by AI. I shouldn't say rockets, but they have made things powered by AI for military. They've made like AI studies. I'm learning on Duolingo Italian right now. Most of that's AI. Realistically, the practice and whatnot. They've made so many things be AI modern day that it's gotten to the point where if you were around in the 1700s, would you think it would have gone this advanced? Because in the 1925, I think, they had a list of things that thought that would happen by 2025. And it kind of came true. They said food would be so easy to make, it would be delivered by tubes.
Oh, yeah.
If you take an Uber and whatnot,
sure,
kinda, yeah. It's something like that.
Yeah, we do get our groceries delivered and things like that. We're in a very comfortable. I was talking to another individual recently, and we're in the easiest thing to do today is be comfortable. So,
yeah,
and yeah. But do I think AI will take over? I don't know. I don't have a way of knowing. I don't think so, but who knows? Yeah. It's not something that I would want you to be worried about, because I know what it's like to be a kid and worry about those types of things. I was talking to somebody recently about there's an older movie called Armageddon.
Oh,
Have
yeah.
you ever seen it?
I haven't seen it. I've heard of it.
You should check it out.
I will.
But like it's about this asteroid that's coming towards Earth, and they got to go up to it and drill into it, plant a nuclear bomb, and blow it up before it gets to Earth or whatever. And I remember every time I heard an airplane after that movie came out, I thought it was an asteroid coming in. Yeah. And that's like these movies, like we joke about these scary movies and stuff like that, and I would be hypocritical to say that to point a finger at you and say you shouldn't watch those types of movies or anything. But if it ever got to the point where you were actually terrified, because I wouldn't want you to be terrified.
Yeah, it's the first scary movie I ever watched, and this is a memory that has stuck with me my entire life, people. I'm telling you. I think 3, and no, we were in our house, so I was probably 4.5, 5. And my dad was watching Michael Myers. And I sat down, and I think I finished building Legos, and he would play on the PS5 this wrestling game. Then he was turned on a scary movie, and I was done building my set. I'm like, Dad, I finished the set. Can I sit down with you and watch the movie? He said, yeah, sure, it's scary though. And I said, okay. So I got under the cover, and I was just watching it with him in the office, and I knew the name of a police chief, a fat police chief, and I said, did Chief whatever his name was die? I said that to him, and he said, yep. And I said, well, okay. And I sat down. I finished the movie with him that night. I went to bed thinking, I'm not scared of that. That doesn't scare me. What scares me, and I don't know if this is normal or weird or whatnot, they're at night. If it's in the day, I will watch any movie you want me to. But if it's at night, I will not watch any brain rabies type stuff. I won't watch anything like that. Like we turned on what's it called? It's brand new. It's about a monkey that goes insane.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Chimp or something like that.
Chimp. I'm trying to think of that name. We started it, and I said, Nick, for the sake of me sleeping tonight, I can't watch that. I said, put it on the Godfather or something. We finished Godfather that night, and I liked it. No, we started Godfather that night, and I was fine. But I still went to bed thinking about that movie about the monkey. And that's when I knew this evening, when I was back from school, I said, would you want to finish that movie? And he said, well, I finished it today.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, man, come on.
It's the ultimate betrayal.
Yeah. Because he thought didn't want to watch it. I'm like, I would watch it. I just won't watch it at night. Because stuff like that, if you watch it too late, for me at least, it'll kind of give me thoughts, But if I watch it in the day, I forget it. My brain forgets enough about it. Yeah. I just forget about it enough.
Yeah, I think it's got to do with the fact that your brain, part of your survival instinct right now is to your survival instinct is always to survive, but it's a good threat detection, and your brain is overactive when it comes to threat detection because it's you haven't differentiated entirely reality from even though that's a movie, your brain doesn't care, Yeah. So
I don't know why I do this, but if someone ever were to break in my house or to get upstairs, and I've always heard if they're in the day, they're for their stuff. If they're at night, they're for you. I've always heard that. And
really?
That may be true, that may not be, but I've started to think, well, that's really a thought. And if you go back and I just watched a lot of movies, and I've seen that more, and when I was thinking about it, I'm like, most assassinations are at night and whatnot. But what happened with me was I got scared that someone would do something, and I wouldn't have nothing near me to protect myself. So I took 3 of those knives, 3 or 4 of them. I got one on my nightstand. I got one in my nightstand drawer. I got one under my mattress on the side I sleep on. And on the other side, there was a chair with a blanket. I got one under that blanket. Yeah. And they're plastic. The plastic butterfly knives. And I know it's nothing much, but it's like I got a knife on me right now. I got my pocket knife. I'm just...
Something's better than nothing.
That's yeah. And it's like you're charged with a gun with the knife you run. It's just that type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
If someone's got a gun, let's say someone's got a gun, they run into my bedroom in the middle of the night. I just grab that from under my bed. I swing it open. I can stab them in the neck for heck.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Sure can.
That's probably an overestimate, but let's say that's something like that.
If anybody breaks into your house, you do not leave your room.
I always heard that you need to have a strong place that you can see most of the house from.
A strong point.
Yeah, like a master bedroom or something.
Yeah, but I would leave that to your dad.
I would do that too. Yeah.
And I would stay in your room. If you left your room, it would be through the window.
Yeah.
It would be, you need to go through your window.
I should not say this because Nick and Lord know, I guess. I've gotten on the roof before, and I have, and there's this place. So you know where the rocks are under my house? So if you go where that is, there's a big bush, and it always sprouts in the middle of summer or spring. It's like big. It will cover everything.
Yeah.
It's right there. If something like that ever happened and I had to, I could jump down into that bush. Not on the bush, but maybe into the grass.
Yeah, aim for the bushes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could get down. And my dad, we used to have this thing, if someone ever got in, I get out and I get to the truck and I go to the police station. Well, now since I got the Vespa, and since it's quick and easier to start than the truck and everything, I'll just take that. Because that thing can go as fast as the truck. I mean, that can go 50 miles. And I'm not going to say I've driven it on the road, not the main road. I haven't driven it on speedway or nothing.
It wouldn't be beyond you to have traveled to the hospital.
Yeah, I have traveled to the hospital. Yeah, whenever Nanny Carter was sick, I would spend an hour or two a day out there with Frankie and her.
Yeah.
Do you remember Frankie?
I don't.
She was real nice. I got her phone number.
Was she the lady that took care of Nanny or helped?
In the hospital when she was sick, yeah, she was the little bigger lady, and she was real nice, very nice woman. I got her phone number because she texted me pictures she took of me and Nanny. Because I went there one time, and there was the Hallmark Channel one, and that whole time I was just sitting next to Nanny there watching the Hallmark Channel. And then it was fun. I was there for like an hour and a half, and Mom calls me there. She's like, where are you at? I'm like, I told you I was at the hospital with Nanny. I told you I was leaving an hour and a half ago. She's like, you never take this long. I'm like, I've taken this long twice now, Lauren. So, because I did do that. It would scare her.
She just worried about you.
Yeah. But.
You think she's back home?
Probably by now from getting the blast. Oh, yeah.
Well, it's 7:30 right now, so it's about time to get you back to the house. But I want to tell you that I appreciate you coming out and talking to me. It means a whole lot.
Hey, thank you for having me.
I'll try to get this on the internet tonight, okay, on YouTube.
That'll be good. I might watch it, fall asleep tonight.
Okay. All right, buddy. Let's get you out of here.
Okay.